Hey all, Noons here from Banana Hobby and welcome back to another episode. And today we're going to be doing the assembly of the XFly Twin 40mm EDF F-14. Should go together nice and easy, should be quick, so let's get started. Alright y'all, to start, we're going to remove the 1.7mm by 7mm screw that's holding on the top cover. I already did that, and we're going to remove that just like that. And here's the swing mechanism as you see it. Let's go ahead and remove the tape off of the push rods. Get that out of the way. And on this side. Now to do this, we're going to need a total of 4 3mm by 10mm screws. And we're also going to need our spacer right here. Simply going to take our wing. It's going to go right there. That's where the first one's going to go. That hole, we're simply just going to push it on down. It's a snug fit, y'all, so take your time, line it up. And there you go. We're simply just going to move this push rod out of the way. Right there. Now the spacers, there is a left and the right. The countersinks are going to go up, so this is the one that's going to go right there. Actually, it is the other one, right there. Now the screws that we're going to need, the 3mm by 10mm, they're going to go metal and metal. Now, it's not says in the manual and you don't have to do it, but I always, when I have metal on metal, I always use blue Loctite. So I'm simply just going to put a dab of blue Loctite in each one of those holes using a toothpick. One there. One there. One there. Not that much. Just enough to keep the screws from backing out. We're going to grab our 3mm by 10mm screw, and we're simply just going to screw it on down. It's going to take a total of 4 each side. And we're simply just going to go ahead and tighten these down. We're going to start off till they get snug. We don't want to over tighten them. This one goes right over the wing. And when you're tightening it down, see how much resistance is putting it down? Make sure the wing is moving freely. If it's not moving freely, you're going to have to loosen it up and see what's going on. Got that one in. And that's it. Very easy. Moves in, moves out, sweeps in, sweeps out. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side and we'll be right back. Now we got both sides installed. We're simply going to connect the ailerons. I'm going to feed it through right there. As you can see, they got them pre-glued so they don't get bound up. Just got to work around this push rod, move it out of the way, get the polarity right. Okay. There you go. Now when the wing comes in, it doesn't bind on anything. And when the wing goes out, it still doesn't bind on anything. We're going to do the same thing to this side. Again, make sure you got the correct polarity. Move this out of the way. Just makes my life easier. There and there. Now for the push rods, guys. Now in the manual, I'm going to go ahead and throw it up right here. you'll notice that it says when the ball link is fully mounted in the swept wing attach point, it is required the initial value of the swept wing channel on the transmitter, ensuring no play. So that's basically telling me you're going to mess with the endpoints. So when it's back here, negative 100, positive 100, guys, might be too much. It might not be enough. So you're going to have to mess with the endpoints on the throws to make sure that it locks in the back. In the swept position, it locks right here on this tab. And in the open position, it locks on this tab. Don't over torque it, guys. You don't want to have the servo burn out on you, okay? Now, for safety's sake, I'm going to have this on a 3-position switch. That way I can have my wing fully extended, halfway back, and all the way back. I'm going to set up all mine at 0. That way I can just walk this up forward and make sure that I don't burn out the servo, break the servo arm, or break the wing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the ball links to both wings, and you're going to need your receiver for this next step so we can go ahead and do the linkage. So we're going to get our receiver and we'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back. We have our receiver installed. We're using an Archer Plus SR8 and our X20S transmitter for guidance. This is 0 position. That's plus 30. That's negative 30. Now we're going to go ahead and hook up our ball links. But if you notice, there's no way to get your ball link tool right here. So the trick is to go ahead and fold the wing with the servos as far back as you can so you can get into it right here from the side. So we're simply just going to go into our transmitter. We're going to go into our channel sweep. We're going to open it up as much as we can until we get to where it's at. And make sure what you see just happened didn't happen. There we go. Okay, so we need a little bit more. And this is just to get us in the ballpark, y'all. There we go. I think we'd be able to go ahead and have some magic at that angle. I'm going to use our ball link pliers. We're going to get it in there. And there you go. Ball link pliers, y'all. If y'all don't have any, I suggest you highly invest in a pair. They're not much. They're usually around $10 to $15. All right, we're back, everybody. Things about recording. My LiPo battery that I had power in my UBEC died on me. So like I was saying, you're going to adjust your push rods and your endpoints to make sure you can get in a fully locked back position and a fully locked forward position, just like this. Now that we got that done, we're simply going to grab our cover. We're going to put it on, and we're going to grab 5 of those 1.7 millimeter screws, and we're going to secure this back on. Tighten these down just to the touch and a quarter turn. You don't want to smash them. Now for the next step, we're going to do the full flying stab, i.e. the elevator. So we're going to need one of our push rods that came in with our kit. We're going to be using the outer hole. Simply just going to feed this in through the bottom and turn it in. Now if you notice, there's a little mark right here on the fuselage. That's an index mark. You're going to need your receiver hooked up. So at neutral, you're going to mechanically turn your elevator till it points and it lines up right here. You're going to need one of these 3 millimeter by 12 millimeter screws. And that's simply just going to go on right here. It's going to fasten it to this shaft. So you're going to take your full flying stab. You're going to slide it onto the shaft till it doesn't go in anymore. Notice that it lines up. You're going to take your 3mm by 12mm screw and simply just drive this home. Now we have our plane powered on, and we have our receiver and our transmitter on as well. So we want to take your ball link and we want to make sure that it is lined up right there. So as you can see, I'm going to have to turn the ball link a little bit. So we'll turn this a few turns. And it looks pretty good. So we're going to take our ball links, pliers, and we're going to snap it on. And there we go. All said and done, lined up with the mark. We're going to do the other side and move on to the gear. Now for the landing gear, the mains, the coil will go to the front towards the plane. You're simply going to take your gear, put it in the slot and feed it in until you hear a pop. And that's it. And for the front gear, you'll simply just feed it in from the bottom and use the supplied metal control arm and install it with the grommet screw in the back to the servo horn, and you're all done. All right, y'all, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode. Like I said, the assembly of this jet was going to be easy with no snags. And let's go over the setup. What I'm going to be using is for the rates is all book rates. Aileron on the high, 11mm, low, 9mm. Elevator, 25mm on the high, and on the low, I'm going to be using 20mm. At behest of Jeremy Solt, another team pilot, I did program some tailerons in here, and we're going to see how that goes on the maiden. So stay tuned for the maiden video, because we're going to brush up on the rates and everything after we fly it. Once again, thanks for stopping by. Noon's out.